Hi there, it's Handmade by Shirley here, Shirley Young. I just thought I'd quickly come on and do a video. I've just finished a Zoom class with some people that I have every fortnight on a Friday, and I just was inspired to do something else after the class, so I'm just going to, I found some nice of designer series paper. This is Stampin' Up stuff, and I can't think what the paper's called. I think it's Flowers in Bloom, but I'm not entirely sure if that's correct. So on one side it's a nice kind of, both sides actually, it's nice sunflowers, and that's sunflowers but it's got a sort of blue background with daisies as well. So I thought I might just come on and do just some stuff. I've not really got a plan as to what I'm actually going to do. I do need to get my white paper, which is actually behind me. Card. So I'm just going to come on and do a bit of something. So I've got a piece of green card. I think it's Granny Apple Green, and it's cut 6 by 6, and I've also got a piece of white card which I want to cut slightly smaller, but I'm going to put these two pieces that I've cut into triangles. I'm just going to cut this slightly smaller and make it 5 and a half. By 5 and a half, so 5 and a half squared, basically. That just now. Just check it's the same on all 4 sides. Yep. That one's a bit squint there. Just cut that extra bit off. There we go. So that can fit in nicely on top of the Granny Apple Green. I'm also going to corner these edges just to give it a wee bit of a different look. I'm going to corner the Granny Apple Green as well. I need to get a new corner punch. This one's, I've had it for ages, right enough. It's quite old, but it's starting to get a bit sticky. Right, so I've done that, and then I'm going to pop that on, the white card onto the Granny Apple Green with this tape pen, which is very handy and very easy to use. Bring it back into the centre so that it's in camera shot. I hope that's kind of straight. It looks straight on the camera anyway. Now I'm going to use these 2 pieces. I may have to cut them again in size because I've not decided if I'm going to use both of them. I mean, I will be using both of them, but I want to put a pattern up in the middle. So instead of using another piece of paper, I have this nice stamp set from Stampin' Up called Comfort and Hope, and I'm going to use that, and I'm going to use this one that's got the sort of herringbone pattern on it. So I'm going to stick that onto a block, and I'm going to use some early espresso that I've got here. I'm just going to ink that up like so, and then I'm just going to put that on all the way up the middle. because of where it's going to be seen. So you're going to see that part in the middle, you're not going to see the bits on the outside. So just inking this up again with my early espresso ink spot. Another one. And one more. I think just bear with me. I can use here so it won't go onto the green as much. Like so. Let's just have a look and see what that's going to look like. So you put your yellow pieces on. I could even just put one piece on and put a sentiment here. Yeah, that's quite nice. I might actually re-ink not re-ink, might just re-stamp that then with the ink that's on it. So that we've got that bit like so. Yeah, I think that looks cool. So I'm going to corner this one and get it to work. Yep. I'm going to just do a slight corner on that one and a slight corner on this because there we go. And then I was going to do this. I was going to put the two pieces over. So perhaps I will do that, but what I'll do is on the next card I'll do what I was going to do there. Change up the paper. Let's just see what that's going to look like. Yeah, I think that looks quite cool. So we're just going to add some tape pen to the back piece, like so. And we're going to pop this, make sure your card's opening at the right place. We're just going to pop that over, just edge it up with your edge. There we go. And then the same with this side. Tape runner on the back, and then line it up here with your corner. Oh. You're quite happy. That's it, done. So that's one done. I'm going to do another one, which was the Granny Apple Green again. And I'm going to just corner the edges once more. Just keep it in the same way. Now this time we want another piece, which is going to be 5.5 squared. We can manage that. We've got a little bit. I'm just cutting it off screen here because it's easier to do so. I'm just making sure it's the right size all the way around and making sure that that's going to fit. And then we're going to corner it off again at the edges. I'm going to stick that down. I'm going to stick that down with the tape runner again. I really do like this tape runner. It's so quick and easy to use on projects. Right, let's try and get this with an even border round and just square on as possible. I think that's fine. Now this time I might change up and do the other nice kind of background. There's a sort of I don't know, a sort of wire type background I would call it. And there's also the kind of circular type background as well. So yeah, let's do the wiry one. And I'm just going to pop over and get some other inks. Let me see. Right, so I've got some more Stampin' Up ones here, which are Highland Heather and Night of Navy. So I'm just going to have it opening up this way this time instead of the other way. So I think I'm going to use some Highland Heather for the stamp, so I'm just going to ink it up, and I'm just going to start at one side and then one next to it, and then I'm just going to do it again up here, one next to it. Okay. I just like to clean my stamps as I go along. So, right, so let's find something we can pop on the other side from these lovely papers that I've got. These are all Stampin' Up papers, and I've got loads of them here. I'll put this up a bit. These are really retired ones. I can't even remember the name of the paper, but yes, they're very retired, but I still use them. These are the ones that I used in the first card. All these ones here with the nice tulips and the poinsettias, the daisies. The daisies are actually really nice. We pop daisies. I think we're going to pop daisies. But I've got so many different ones. I've got the ones that were golf ones. They're very, very retired. I've got lots of tartan plaid ones underneath here as well. I've got various different things. So over the next few videos, I'm hoping to use up a lot of these papers. So yeah, I'm going to use this one on this card. So I need to make that at the same size as that. So that was 5.5. These are really nice papers. Actually, I think I need to do it a bit smaller because it's not quite right. So let's do that. See where we are here, because we don't want to cover it all up, that side panel. But so we still need to put take a bit off the bottom. Oh, now I've done it too small. What I was actually thinking was maybe I could just pop this on at the bottom instead and do it like this. There's all the wee bits that I've cut off. So I could add these like so. What do you think? I don't know now. I wonder if I could just turn it round that way and have it like that. That would be quite nice too. I don't know. Maybe I should just put more of the purple all the way round so that we're seeing it all the way round this card instead of doing it how I was thinking to do it. So if I keep the pattern going all the way around the edge, because that's where we really need to see it. We don't need to see it as much in the middle, because it will be covered by the DSP, which is Designer Series paper, if you wonder what that is. So there we go. So then we could add our paper. Yeah, I think that looks a bit better. So I will now just curve the edges of this DSP. It's lovely daisies. I really like that paper, it's so pretty. I'm just showing you how to use a bit of stamping and a bit of pattern paper together. So I'm just going to add that now onto the back of this paper, and then we can add some ribbon and some wording. So we could have it at a jaunty angle if we wanted, just to be different, but I think I'm going to keep it at, make sure that's the opening, I'm going to keep it at straight down. So I'm hoping I'm getting this in the kind of middle. Hope it's not too squint, it's hard to tell sometimes. I think that's better. There we go. And now I'm just going to get a couple of sentiments. So I've got this punch, which I can't remember what it's called either. It's a Stampin' Up punch anyway. And we've got some nice sentiments on this Comfort and Hope stamp set. So they're sending you a paper hug. Sometimes there are no words, and know that I love and care about you. So I think I'm going to do sending you a paper hug for both of these. So if I can find it, just here. So I've got a bit of scrap that I can use, and I've got my block. I'm going to put that on, and I'm going to use the Night of Navy this time, just to do the sentiments. So I'm going to do two, so one there and one up the top, because I'm going to use this punch, and I need to have space on it to use this tag punch. So I'm just going to cut it off screen again, so that these are going to fit inside the punch. That's one. Oh. Should be okay, and then two. And if they're not quite right, you can just cut them down to size. So I'm going to use this one for this card, and the other one for the other card, and I'm just making sure that they're going to fit in. So that one's cut there, it's quite far away, so what I actually need to do is to cut that down a bit, because you don't want that as long as that, and you want that to about there, and the same probably with the other one. So we'll do this one first. Put it in, try and get it in, hold it in place, turn it round until you've got it where you want it to be, by just holding it like so, and then when you've got it in place, just punch, and then that's what it comes out with. So turn round and do it on the opposite side, opposite end, so you're pushing it in, you're still being able to grab hold of it even though it's a short bit. Just get it into alignment to where you want it to be, and then punch, and that's your first one.
Next one I think needs a bit cutting, so I'm just going to cut it by hand with my long scissors, and then cut the end a bit, and the end a bit longer on that one. So this time I'm going to use the other top punch, tab top punch. It's just a different one on the other side, so just come into where you want it to go and just punch that out, and you've got that side, and then put it in again the same way and wait for it to come there at the top, and then just once you've got it in place where you want it to be, just punch it, and that's it done. Pretty easy when you know how. So I'm going to put a little couple of sequins onto, I've got some nice wee red sequins, so I'm just going to pop that on when I find my pokey tool onto this one, I think, this one, no, that one, because that's for the other card. I'm just going to pop one on there. So I'm going to get as well a piece of ribbon out, just to kind of finish off with something, with a bow. Actually, I've already got a little bow here, which I might use for that card, or would I use it on this one? Let's just see. Let's see what we could do. I'm going to put that there, I think, or I suppose I could put it there. I thought I might pop it there. No, I think we'll have that one on here. So I've got a little ribbon that I made already, but I can show you quickly how to make a ribbon. It's not too difficult. You just need a bit of a length, about this length of a ribbon, probably not as long as that, could be shorter. And what you do is you pull a bit in your index finger, holding it with your thumb, push it down with your middle finger so that you then have 2 loops. Then cross one loop over the other, and then one loop under through the hole, and catch it at the opposite side, and that's your bow. And then all you do is pull it into the size of bow that you want. If you want a huge big bow, that's fine. If you want a smaller bow, just pull the ends until you've got it how you want it, like so. It just takes a few minutes to get it exactly the way that you want it to go. This one's actually a bit twisted, but no worries. And then once you've got it to the sizes that you want, you just cut down the ends because you don't want it, and so you cut it at a slight angle, like so, and then the opposite one you cut at a slight angle as well, and that's your bow. So pretty easy to make, not that hard. So I'm going to put these little sentiment on with some double-sided foam tape, like so. Oh, move that down a bit. Oh, I can hear the birds. I don't know if you could hear that, but I certainly heard it. And this one, I'm going to do it down at the right hand corner here, and then I'm going to stick my bow on as well with some glue. I have got some high tack glue. You could use any white glue, but this is really good. It's a multi-purpose high tack, and it's very sticky and very strong. So just pop a little bit on where you're going to pop your ribbon, like so, and just hold that down in place for a few seconds, a few minutes. I think I've got a shadow over here of my thing. That's not so good. No, that's actually my bottle of. So that's one card. So that was with the Comfort and Hope backgrounds going round the edge, and then one of the Blooming Flowers DSP, I think it is, with the sentiment from Comfort and Hope. So that was one card. And then we've also done a similar thing. We did the other background stamp, the herringbone background, and we used it and put that up the middle diagonally with these papers again, and I've cornered off, rounded all the edges. And I've also made another sentiment, and I'm going to stick that on with double-sided foam pads as well, and I'm going to add some gems to it. Just going to pop that in the middle roughly. Is that middle? Middle. Yep. And I've got some nice